Hi, I'm Andy with EcoCha, and here we are with batch number 20 of the EcoCha Tea Club. And this month we have an award-winning tea to share with our Tea Club members. It's from a competition called Jin Xuan Cha, which literally can translate as Green Mountain Tea. It has to do with a historical place name in Nantou County in the Songbolin tea producing region, an area with quite a lot of history of tea production. And it was created to help promote the new introductions of hybrid strains of tea, namely Jin Xuan and Cui Yu, which are two hybrids that were introduced by the Tea Research and Extension Station, and were just becoming popular. These hybrids were introduced for a number of reasons, having to do with the optimal farming capability, their volume of production, and they were designed for the local climate. And so they were proven to be tea strains that were producing optimal quality and quantity of tea. So this competition was created back in the late 80s by the Nantou City Farmers Association and has continued at a steady pace until today. Nantou City, the Farmers Association, relatively, in terms of its involvement in tea, is less than other regions. In stark contrast is the Lugu Farmers Association, meaning that the number of entries in the Nantou City Farmers Association competitions are only within the hundreds, whereas in Lugu Farmers Association, they go into several thousand entries per competition. I'm here at a local temple in Shanpingding, which is another area in Nantou, not far away from Songbolin, relatively low elevation, that was specifically designated to the promotion and production of Jin Xuan Oolong. So I decided to come out here today. It's warm, July 5th, and we have some thunderclouds building up, so I should go quickly so we can conduct our tasting before we get inundated with an afternoon shower. So, award-winning tea from the Jin Xuan Cha, or Green Mountain Tea competition, hosted by the Nantou City Farmers Association. Our friend procured a batch of Jin Xuan tea grown and harvested in the Songbolin region for this competition. And given that this competition, the standard for this competition is similar to the Lugu Farmers Association Dongding Oolong tea competition. So it's a medium oxidized, medium roasted level of tea. I find this to be an interesting and positive aspect of this competition, that they chose their standard for the competition to be more of a traditional style of production. It's medium oxidized so that it can be roasted significantly, as a Dongding Oolong is. This is somewhat in contrast to the popular production of minimally oxidized, unroasted tea for both Cui Yu and Jin Xuan tea strains. So the competition, in effect, is promoting a more traditionally made oolong tea. And that makes us here at EcoCha happy, simply because it is one more aspect of the local industry keeping the tradition alive. We here at EcoCha like to think that we are helping to support the local industry maintain and promote and preserve their traditions. And this competition is a significant representative of that. So our friend procured a batch of locally produced Jin Xuan that was allowed to oxidize considerably so that he could roast it properly for this competition. He used the same harvest and separated it into 3 batches of the quantity that is possible to roast and to enter into competitions. So he entered 3 batches of tea from the same harvest, roasted separately, and 1 batch received the first prize, champion prize, And another batch received Todong, or top class, which is within the top 2%. And the third batch received second class, which is within the top 10% of all entries. So champion prize, first place, top 2%, and top 10% from these 3 separate batches. We were lucky enough to visit our friend at the right time, and he said, oh, I have a good amount of leftovers from these 3 batches that I mixed together, and part of this batch is from the champion prize winner, and part of this batch is from the top class winner, and part of this batch is from the second class winner. We know that everything that he sees fit to enter into a competition is going to be of top quality. Of course, we sat down and brewed and tasted it, and we're quite satisfied with our experience of it. We're happy to see that these competitions are not only keeping the local traditions alive by making their standards medium oxidized, medium roasted tea. There is more rationale behind that, and part of that rationale involves the whole concept of traditionally made products of regional origin, in that these products were not determined randomly. The way they are made has a logic behind them, of course. One of the things is to bring the raw produce to its highest potential of quality. And the local tea masters are of the conviction that a well-oxidized and sufficiently roasted tea is some of the best quality tea they can make. And this has been accepted and promoted by the local institutions, such as the farmers' associations who hold these competitions. It's really a quite balanced, rich, full-flavored tea. Very close to a Dongding Oolong. It's made with Jin Xuan leaves, so it has its own slightly mellower, maybe a little bit sweeter character there. Along with maximizing the quality of the produce, this tea made this way, it will maintain its character better. In other words, in contrast to a minimally oxidized unroasted tea, this tea is more stable due to the curing methods that went into it. Unroasted teas, that fresh green flavor, is difficult to preserve once you open the bag of tea. That freshness is going to change over time. And with a roasted tea, that is not the case. It maintains its character, the initial flavor profile, much better. So there we have it. Jin Xuan Oolong, produced in Songbolin, procured and roasted by our friend who is a master roaster and one of the top competition players in the industry here. He enters virtually all the competitions in central Taiwan, and he consistently achieves the highest ranking awards, which this batch is proof of. Okay, there's the thunder. I guess we better wrap up our tea party. Award-winning roasted Jin Xuan Oolong tea from Songbolin in Nantou County. We think it's a top representative of the traditional teas that come from central Taiwan, and we're pretty sure you're going to enjoy it. We also are happy to able to share a Jin Xuan that is made with professional skill, so that we and our tea club members can experience these modern hybrids cured in the traditional fashion and see the potential they have beyond the green, fresh types that are mostly popular, both here and internationally. Please let us know what you think. Share your photos and your videos of tea tasting with us, and any comments you may have. We look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you next month.